right, thank you so much, Rachel. And now, as part of our halftime report, we are joined by Leif Curtis in studio, owner of the West Texas Warbirds Arena football team. Leif, thank you, as always, for joining us.
Avi, thanks for having me. What's going on, Permian Basin? Glad to be here.
Well, so, Leif, let's just get right into it. Let's talk about the game everyone's basically been looking forward to since the end of last year's game, the headliner coming into this one, the vaunted Permian defense facing the vaunted Midland Legacy offense. Tell me about that matchup and the impact of the results of Legacy getting the win.
Oh, I mean, the matchup was what everybody wanted, and surprisingly, the Legacy defense looked really good today. The offense looked good. Both teams a little bit sloppy. Permian, they didn't look bad. Is it one of those things to where the other team made us make the mistakes? Did we make the mistakes? Coaches will go through it, look at the tape, say one way or the other. Of course, they're going to look at ways to get better on both sides of the ball for both teams, clean some things up, because right now, the way it sits, both teams are looking up at Friendship and San Angelo.
Yeah, and there was, like you mentioned, a lot of great defensive plays. There was turnovers on both sides. It was kind of a sloppy game. You'd think that would favor Permian with their lines and with their, run and pound game. They're kind of in between the trenches, but Legacy ended up, it benefited them. Talk a little bit about Legacy and how that big playability on their offense is benefited by those turnovers.
Well, it's the great equalizer now. I mean, if you can air it out, if you can score a lot of points, and the defense shows any sort of kinks in the armor, then that's where they're going to exploit it. 18-9 at half. You would think that Permian would have it under wraps, but when you've got Marcos at quarterback and you're able to just air it out, make some things happen, the tides of the game can turn really quickly, and we saw that tonight. A few key turnovers in spots, and all of a sudden the Rebels were off and going.
All right, so we're 2 weeks into district now. As we discussed, San Angelo Central, they're 2-0 now. Friendship, they're 2-0 now. Permian and Legacy are 1-1. What do you see as kind of an outlook for these remaining 3 weeks of the season as we look for each of these teams to make a serious run at district?
These first 2 weeks have shown us, I think, who the four are going to be coming out. I think if there's anything Midland High can squeak in, it's going to be a little bit of a tough road to hoe for them. But Midland Legacy, we talked last week, Midland Legacy was not a bad team. We said that last week. They're not a bad team. It was just a mental aspect. Losing 3 games in a row is tough regardless of who you lose them to. But yeah, I think we're looking at the 4 playoff teams come out of this district. Where they finish, man, I don't...
Yeah, anyone's guess.
I don't want to take anything away from Friendship. I think Friendship is really good. They're a dark horse. I really think Friendship could surprise some people and take this district.
No doubt about it. Leif Curtis, thank you as always for joining us.
Yes.
We'll